guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I've last uploaded a video and I'm really sorry about that. No excuses, but just letting you know, one thing happened after another. The videos that I just tried putting out did not follow through and did not work the way I wanted them to. So instead of getting all stressed out about that, I just thought, you know what? Let's just make this video, get ready with me, girl talk. So if you're interested in what I come up with this face right here, just keep watching. Get my hair out of my face. So I've already done my eyebrows and put moisturizer and primer on. Next step that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be grabbing a setting spray and just putting that all over my T-zone because I am oily. I'm oily and dry at the same time. So I already have my brows on and I have moisturized and put a primer on. So just to speed things up a little bit. So we're going to be focusing on our eyes next because you guys know I do. Why am I scratching my head? Looks like I have lice. We're going to be using the Farida palette, and if you guys don't know, this palette is on sale right now for $15 at Ulta. Just giving you guys a heads up if you want to recreate the look that I'm going to be doing right now. That was a mouthful. Okay, so okay, oh my gosh. Do you guys ever, like, when you do your eyebrows, you get itchy on your eyebrow, so you just got to do that little patting motion instead of just scratching it or wiping it off? I just got an itch right here and I have to poke. We are taking this color right here and putting that all over our lid. So what has been going on, guys? How have you guys been dealing with being at home? Are you guys watching Netflix? Are you guys cleaning, organizing, bored out of your mind? Before we move on to the other color, my lips are extremely dry, so I'm just gonna be taking this lip balm, which is pretty much just fancy Vaseline, and just placing that all over my lip because they feel dry like my humor. All right, so next color we're going to be grabbing is this one right here, which is called Lava. Okay, so for those of you that have been bored out of your mind, have you guys been watching Netflix? And if so, what are you watching on Netflix? I currently am... well, I'm not anymore. I just finished this show called Tiger King. And let me tell you, sweetheart, it is very interesting. I never in a million years thought that I would be, like, into that, but I am. It's so funny. It has humor, it has animals, it has suspense, it has country singers, kinda. It has murderers on there. It has murderers. I never thought I would watch it, but since it's like, hey, if I'm at home, and I was looking through and I was like, ooh, Tiger King, what is that? And it just so happens to be very, very interesting. I liked it. It's a show that it grabs your attention, so it's kind of hard to just watch one episode because you just want to keep going. You're in awe of it. One of the main one of the main people that's on Tiger King that's on Tiger King is Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic is the most animated ultimate troll you have ever met. I kid you not. They know they're a troll. They keep going at it and they just don't stop. It's like a cockroach. They just don't stop. And so he's very entertaining. He's a performer, hands down. He loves to be the center of attention. I bet you anything that he is a Leo. Because all the Leos that I've met, they love attention. They love being the center of everything. And they want to be noticed. And that is Joe Exotic to a T. Don't quote me on that. It's just the Leos that I've met. They are very, very outgoing, love to be the center of attention. Don't come for me. I'm just saying, all of the Leos that I've met, they've been very outgoing, like Joe Exotic. I'm hooked. How he did not have his own reality show, it's ridiculous. I'm just in shock because the Kardashians have been going on for, oh my gosh, like how many seasons? Like 15 or something? Now I'm taking this color Amor, and putting it on the outer corner of my eyelid. Yeah, the Kardashians have been going on for years, and they're not to be mean. Like, they have their drama, which is obviously like something people gravitate towards. But like, if you take away the drama and you take away the money and you take away like all the plastic surgery and like good looks and all that, you'd get nothing. And then you have people like Joe Exotic, who is so out there, and just when you think you figured him out, it's like, oh no, he's a wild card. He's like that Uno card, the +4, or yeah, pick up 4. He's like that. You just never know with him. You just never know. And then one of the not characters. Why do I keep on saying characters like if it's a scripted show? One of the people on there, her name's Carol. I ain't even gonna say anything about Carol. My mama said if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, so I will not say it. But I'm gonna say it. Carol is... I think she killed her husband. Plain and simple. I think she killed her husband. She is on a high horse thinking that Joe and Dawn... If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna say this super quick. In the show, she is basically hating on these 2 other guys because they're keeping tigers in cages, and making money off of that, but then she's profiting off of doing the exact same thing. Just because she has PETA in her corner and all these supporters and all that stuff. If you're so against animals in cages, why do you have your animals in cages? Just a thought. Don't at me. Not gonna change my opinion. Okay, so the next show that I just finished watching is On My Block. Those of you who have not seen On My Block, you so should. I think not to be, if you have not seen On My Block, I'm just gonna say that the ending of season 3 just had me like, oh my gosh, like how could you? And all of you know who you is. Cesar. Yeah, you. The nerve. Like, Caesar, WTF, what is your deal? Why are you, On My Block has me feeling like some type of way about Spooky, because normally guys like that, I wouldn't even give them like a second look, but there's just something about him. Julio Macias, he's a hottie. But when he's attractive, but it comes up like so much for me when he is in his character. It's just like, oh my gosh, sweetheart. Yes, I'm hooked on that show. I can't wait for season 4. There is gonna be a season 4. If not, I'm okay with the way it ended. Most people are like, what? No, it ended terribly. But it's like, hey, life happens, and I totally get it. Okay, so hold on, let me look how it looks like. How have you guys been with the whole coronavirus thing? How have you guys been dealing with that? I've seen so many memes about it, which is great, because I don't really handle serious situations that well. Normally I deal with things with humor, but I'm gonna be taking this color Mystical right here. Yeah, should I take it? No, I'm not gonna do Mystical. I'm gonna do Muse, which is this gold center. Muse right here, which is this gold color. And I'm just going to be placing that in the inner corner of my lid and just spraying it with any kind of setting spray. But yeah, I bounce off of topics very quickly. I forget things a lot, so forgive me if this video is all over the place. I know it's difficult staying at home and not being able to hang out with friends and family, but I think that we should be taking this a lot more seriously than we actually are, because there's a lot of people, and sorry if this isn't your cup of tea, but there's a lot of people that just don't care and that are going out as like if nothing, and that's just like, really? You're gonna be doing that? Like, I saw this, what was it? I saw on the news, it was this was like, I think a week and a half ago, where it was these people in Florida celebrating spring break, and a reporter is interviewing them and saying, oh, well, why, like basically saying, why are you guys out? And they're like, oh, well, it's not that serious. I paid my spring break. I'm here to party. Woo! It's very disappointing because they're so ignorant and they're so like you can tell. I'm not even gonna blame it on the age thing because at 17, 18 years old, I would just be like, oh, that sucks, and I'd just be at home. But I'm not gonna, like, if they're saying, hey, do not come out of your house, you have to stay quarantined, you best believe I'm gonna stay inside. I'm not gonna be thinking about going out and partying. Heck no. We have to take care of each other. And what I mean by each other is like people with really bad immune systems that don't have the defenses if they do get the coronavirus. It's just, they're not thinking when they're out partying saying like, oh yeah, I'm at my Airbnb and I'm hanging out with these people and I'm drinking and having a great time. Yes, that is ridiculous because I'm pretty sure you have a mother, you have a father, you have a grandmother, you have a grandfather, you have an aunt, you have an uncle who I'm pretty sure, or a teacher, or your supervisor, your boss, your coworker, it does not matter. You are surrounded by so many people and you just know that it's like at first it was just, this was affecting boomers. History lesson, boomers, they are, because if you're wondering, oh, am I a boomer? No. History lesson. So boomers are people between, I think, the ages 55 and 75. And the reason why they call them boomers is because back in the day, World War II ended. All the people that fought in the war came home, saw their significant other. Boom. That's what happened that night. That's my wink. Don't judge me. That's what happened. And then 9 months later, boom, babies. Lots of babies. That's why they're called boomers. So if you're under 66, yeah, 66, 55? What did I just say? Whatever. Yeah, 66. If you're under 66, you are not a boomer. If you're over 66, you're not a boomer. But you still need to be worried about the coronavirus, especially because it's just accumulating. That's the end of my rant. You just never know. I mean, there could be some people with cancer that just their immune system sucks and they can't really afford not like money wise, but they can't afford to get sick. And when I mean they can't afford to get sick, it's because it's life or death. And it's as dramatic as that sounds, you want to be kind. And if they're telling you don't go out, just stay home and wash your hands, sanitize, clean. But yeah, enough of that because I am ranting. There's a lot of people that just don't care and it's very annoying. On that note, let me tell you what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna take the same color, Amor, and I'm just gonna place it again on the outer corner just to blend out the gold, blend out that color Muse and Amor together. Blend it in above the crease a little bit. All right, so enough of coronavirus thing. Enough of that. Let's move on to something a little bit lighter. So back in the day when I used to work at Target, hold on, I can't do my liner without holding my breath. So give me a few seconds. Okay. All right. So since I did what is that called? My liner. I'm gonna move on to foundation. Hold that thought. Okay, yeah. So back when I used to work at Target, I used to train people and I was very, very young. And I remember when I started, there was the person who had originally trained me. She was a lot older and she didn't like me. And so she made my life a little bit difficult. So I told myself when they would ask me to train that I would never make anyone feel uncomfortable. And so when I would train them, I would talk to them, try to get to know them, ask basic questions about them. And if I saw that they were very shy or they were nervous, I would always do what I always do, which is say my most embarrassing moment to try to just make them feel better and just more comfortable. Because it's like if someone says something really embarrassing about themselves, it makes it a lot easier to be around that person. It makes you feel comfortable, in my eyes anyways. So I would always tell them an embarrassing moment, and if I would tell them an embarrassing moment about myself, they would laugh and they would tell me an embarrassing moment. And some of those people that I did train or that I did work with at Target and I pulled out my most embarrassing secret, I'm still friends with them. So it somewhat works. Since I already told you guys one embarrassing moment about myself, which if you don't know, it should be in my blindfolded makeup challenge part 2. Click on there to see my very first embarrassing moment of my childhood. And now I'm going to be telling you guys my most embarrassing moment, teenage years. Teenage years, so embarrassing. I do not miss being a teenager. I'll tell you that. But anyways, I'm stalling because it is. I think it's really embarrassing. So, just to blend out that foundation, because I feel like it's a little too... What was I saying? Whatever. Anyways, teenage years. Oh, so embarrassing. Back then, I was in this quinceañera, and for those of you that don't know, a quinceañera is pretty much a party for Mexican girls or Latina. Basically, a quinceañera is where you have a party when you're 15, and that's when you become a woman and you can date freely without your parents being like, oh, you're too young to date. 15, perfect age. So I was in a quinceañera. There was this guy, and this guy right here that I'm talking about, he doesn't watch my stuff, so it's fine. Let me give you a little backstory on this guy. This guy I've always had really bad timing with. Like, I liked him, he liked me, but it never worked out. Things always got in the way, which is fine. Oops, sorry. Which is fine. Things happen. Life happens. It was just very unfortunate back when I was a teenager. That's my little backstory. He liked me, I liked him. Never had great timing, plain and simple. So I'm gonna bake while I tell you the story, if you're wondering what's my next step. So he was in this quinceañera also. Coincidentally, he was my partner. Teenage self is like, oh yes, he's my partner. Because there was also this other girl that really liked him in the little group that liked him, and so she wanted to be his partner, but I ended up being his partner. So I'm just like, yay, you know, it's like teenage stuff. But anywhoosie, throughout the whole practice, I kept wondering, I'm like, does he still like me? Does he not like me? Like, he would give off mixed signals, and I don't know if I gave off mixed signals. He would, so I didn't know if he liked me or not. Once that, and we hung out, and when I say we, I mean the whole group practicing. Most of you guys don't know, or most of you do know, when you have a quinceañera, you do this dance, and it's choreographed, and you ask girls to be your damas, you ask boys to be your chambelanes, and they do a whole dance routine, and it's just, you know, that's why, like I said, I was partnered with him, so I was just like, yes, score. What am I gonna do next? While I'm baking, I'm gonna go back to the Frida palette, and I'm going to be grabbing this color, Karma, and putting that underneath my lash line. So anyways, we practiced a lot, and when I say we, I mean the whole group. We practiced a lot, and we hung out a lot too. We did a lot of things together. Like after practice, we would hang out, go to the movies, go to fairs together. Like we spent like a lot of time together. One day, we decided to go to the movies. We had a while to go see a movie because I guess we got there an hour early. So we were like, okay, you know what? Let's go to this pond park that's right across the street from the movies. So we go there. This is really embarrassing because it's just like, oh, because I'm playing it in my head and I'm just like, oh, how could you be so dumb? Like, why would you do that? But Okay, I'm just gonna say it. You know what? I want to be your friend, and I hope you want to be my friend. So this is a closeness, togetherness, a bond. So we're at the pond thing, and there are rocks across the pond to get to one side, to get to the other side. I'm just gonna say right now, my piece of advice for any of you guys that have, if you're crushing on someone, or if you really, do people say crushing? Does that show my age? Whatever. If you really like someone, do not, I repeat, do not try to impress them, because you're gonna end up looking like a damn fool, like me. I ended up looking like a damn fool. And you're probably like, no, Erica, you're over exaggerating. What do you mean? Sweetheart, I'll tell you what I mean. Years later, it's still really embarrassing because it's so cringy. Like, why would you do that? Like, so cringy. And it's like, now I'm not embarrassed by anything. Yes, I'm stalling, by the way. I am. I don't get embarrassed that much anymore, but just grabbing a brush. Grabbing 2 brushes. 3 brushes. But anyways, my dumb self was trying to impress this guy, and there was rocks across the pond that led to one side to the other, and my dumb self is like, oh, I can jump across easy. I can jump on each rock and I will make it across. Everybody's trying to convince me, no, don't do it, don't do it. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's gonna be super easy. Here's the thing. I jumped 1 rock. I made it. I was like, yeah. That was a huge confident boost too. Because I was just like, yeah, I made it. And then I'm like looking, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking so cool in front of the guy, like, yeah. And then I got a little nervous to jump onto the second one. And they're still telling me, no, don't jump back. You're being crazy. This is ridiculous. What are you doing? And me still trying to be cool, trying to impress this guy. I got this. I jumped, literally, like, I felt like Michael Jordan in Space Jam in slow motion. I leaped across, and I'm just trying to like go, but I didn't. And I fell into the pond with that disgusting water, and everybody's just there laughing. And I am so embarrassed at this point. And my first reaction was, oh shoot, my phone is going to be ruined. How my mom's gonna be pissed. Oh my gosh. So I grabbed my back pocket and I saw my phone. I flipped it open and I was like, oh, thank you, 6 pounds, 7 ounces, baby Jesus. Thank you for it being alive and it working. It was still on. So I was just like, okay, good. Also, my hair didn't get wet. So I was just like, whoo. So it was just like from like above my belly button, like kind of like right here that I fell in. And so this was all good. My next instinct is to call my sister and get out of there while I gonna contour. My instinct was to call my sister, go home, change your clothes. Let me tell you a little thing about my sister. I have 2, but the one that I called because I knew that my other sister was at work, so she couldn't pick me up. And if I would have called my other sister, she would have for sure picked me up. But with this sister, the one that's in the story, she's like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. And by that, I mean, till this day, I call her. I don't know if she's gonna pick up. I don't know if I'm gonna get a call back. I don't know if I'm gonna get a text. She is she's the worst, like, at communicating. So, or like to get a hold of, not communicating. She is the worst to get a hold of. So I call her, and once again, thank you, 6 pounds, 7 ounce, baby Jesus. She answers. And then I'm like, I need you to come get me at the movies, go home, shower, change, and then go right back to the movies. Gonna blend this because I know it's looking a little rough. And for some reason, she listened to me. And I was like, yes, thank you again. 6 pounds, 7 ounce, baby Jesus. It, like, literally everything, like, that went wrong. But everything after that, like, after I fell in Everything was going good. My phone was still working. My sister, who never, and I mean never, who never answers her phone, answered it. And also too, she never, if I asked her for a favor, she didn't want to do me any favors. But for some reason, I caught her at a good time and she picked me up and she was like, what happened? And I told her and she's like, you're dumb. And I'm like, I know. And the whole ride to my house, I'm thinking I'm going to use highlight. The whole car ride to my house, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, what did I do? Why am I such a darn fool? Why did I have to try and... Where's my thing? Okay. Why did I have to try and be cool? I should have just been myself. And then I wouldn't be in this predicament. Yeah, and all I could think of was, oh my goodness. I'm gonna grab the same brush that I blended this out and just blend the highlight too. I was just so embarrassed. Like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna grab blush, that on my cheeks. Have you guys ever had an embarrassing moment like that? Or is it just me? That was really, really, really embarrassing. Oh, it was so hard to go back there and try my hardest. I'm gonna grab the same brush that I did and just blend this all together. What was I saying? I don't remember what I said. Give me a second. I'm gonna put on some lashes and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I put on my lashes and some mascara on the bottom. Now, next thing is lips. Now, because we did use the Frida palette, I'm going to be doing a red lip. So the color that I'm going to be using is Mary Jo K by Kylie Cosmetics, and I'm using the lip liner. And if you guys are wondering what happened at the end of my embarrassing story, I avoided that guy until he finally came up to me and we talked a little bit, because I was so embarrassed. I was like, you know what, I'm very shy, so it's like I'm not gonna go talk to you because it's like I just did something super embarrassing. I'm not gonna go near you. And so yeah, he came up to me. We were talking throughout the entire movie. We were talking, and turns out he liked me too. So I was just like, yay! Even though you like a damn fool. Like, good for you. You're such an idiot. Yeah, I was just like, woo, he likes me. Plot twist. Plot twist. Remember in the beginning of the story, I told you me and this guy had really, really, really bad timing? Well, we still have really, really, really bad timing back then too. What I mean by that is during that time, he lived an hour away. Oh, that looks so funny. Oh yeah. But yeah, he lived an hour away. So that's what I mean by timing. It couldn't go anywhere because we live 2 different cities, an hour away, and he would be coming down every other weekend. And honestly, like a 15-year-old girl, she always wants to be with her boyfriend. So it's like, it was just like, do I want to make this work or do I want to, or is it going to be difficult? Myself, knowing how I am, I know I am needy. I know I am clingy in a sense. Not clingy, but back 15-year-old me always wanted to be around the boyfriend. And not just even be, always wanted to hang out with the boyfriend. So instead of getting into a relationship with this guy who I really liked, and by the way, we were really good friends before, and then we stayed friends even though we had bad timing. So with the situation going on, I knew he was a really good friend, and I know how I am, how I can be such a big B, such a brat. And I'm like, I'm not gonna put this guy through so much shit. Excuse my French. I'm not gonna put him through so much shit just because we don't live in the same town. So we stayed as friends, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you were interested, that's my story. Comment down below if you've ever had a really embarrassing moment that happened in front of someone you really like. Can you top mine? Top it, please. Make me feel better about myself. I don't think anybody can top that. Like, what a nice guy. Now I'm thinking about it. Like, instead of making fun of me, like, oh, you fell in the pond. Really nice guy. Anyways, yeah, love this color. Beautiful. love this red. I have been wanting to dye my hair blonde for the longest time, and now that we're like now that we're like at home and not allowed to go out anywhere, I want to dye my hair. I want to damage it. I want to ruin it. I want to cut bangs and give myself a bob and do all this and that. But I'm like, no, Erica, don't do it, because setting spray. Because if I do it, I'm gonna regret it and I'm gonna cry. So I'm not gonna do it. So maybe not, right? Just gotta fix my hair and then I will be right back. All right, so see, like, this is an illusion. I gotta keep telling myself this is not real. This isn't what it's gonna look like. If you're out there and you want to dye your hair at home and you're not a professional and it's not black, because if you want to dye your hair black, go right on ahead and do it. But if it's not black and you want to dye it blonde or a different color, don't do it. You're going to ruin it. With that being said, poses. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my quarantine makeup look, and stay safe guys. I know it's hard to just stay home and do nothing. Stay safe, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and stay inside. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.